The first time you play Warframe, you'll be greeted with a nice cinematic, and then a pretty straightforward quest called The Awakening. You'll then head to your landing craft, and start grinding your star chart missions. It will be a normal day completing each missions, but once you dive deeper into Warframe, you will learn that it's more than a game of ninjas destroying everything in space. The game is pretty normal at first, and you'll think that each Warframes are unique. Well, not until you unlock the Helminth system. The Helminth system allows players to infuse abilities from one Warframe into another, creating unique combinations. For example, adding Rhino's Roar to a someone like Saren can significantly increase the damage over time of her Toxin skill. This flexibility enables players to tailor builds to their personal playstyle. Some combinations can redefine the meta, making challenging missions more accessible. Frames that previously lacked synergy or utility can now become powerful assets in any team composition. The system encourages experimentation, with over 50 Warframes and dozens of abilities. The possibilities are virtually endless. Players can test unconventional setups and discover new strategies. For long-time players, the Helminth system provides fresh content and goals. It gives them a reason to revisit old Warframes and reimagine their roles in the game. The Helminth system requires specific resources for feeding and infusing abilities, making previously underutilized resources valuable. This adds an additional layer of resource management to the game. However, every good system in this game comes with a bad side. For the Helminth system, feeding and infusing abilities can be expensive. Newer players may struggle to gather the necessary materials, especially for rarer resources like Oakin cells or Nipn extract. This can create a steep barrier to entry. Also, unlocking the Helminth system requires players to progress through the Heart of Deimos questline and invest significant time in farming for Entrati Syndicate standing. The grind may feel tedious for those eager to access the system. The ability to mix and match powerful abilities has raised concerns about power creep. Some combinations can trivialize content, potentially reducing the challenge and balance of the game. In addition, not all Warframe abilities are available for infusion. This limitation can be disappointing for players hoping to use a specific ability in their builds, and for others, this is a slap on their face as they think that the system tarnished the uniqueness of Warframes in the game. Honestly, the Helminth system in Warframe is both a blessing and a challenge. It's a tool for creativity and build diversity, breathing new life into old content, and encouraging experimentation. However, it also introduces resource demands, grindy unlock mechanics, and balance concerns. For those willing to invest the time and resources, the Helminth system can be a rewarding addition to the game's already rich customization options. Now, another radical change is introduced in Warframe is the Duveri paradox that allows new players to begin their journey in the Duveri region, instead of the traditional Warframe prologue. This provides a fresh perspective, as instead of starting with the familiar Warframe combat, new players experience a narrative-driven journey as the Drifter, emphasizing melee combat and exploration. It also added a streamlined onboarding, as the Duveri path introduces new players to Warframe's lore and systems in a more digestible way, making the game more accessible to those who might have been overwhelmed by the traditional introduction. Before Duveri, the Drifter was a minor character tied to specific story missions. The update elevates them to a central figure, allowing players to control the Drifter extensively and utilize unique combat styles, with the Drifter's melee and ranged abilities. That offers a different playstyle compared to traditional Warframes. Also, players can unlock and customize Drifter-specific gear, providing another layer of gameplay depth. And the best part is, the addition of pseudo-Encarnan weapons which upgrades mastery rank fodder weapons into a whole new level. Duveri Paradox is more than just an update, it's a reinvention of what Warframe can be. By introducing new mechanics, expanding the lore, and offering an entirely fresh gameplay experience, it has solidified itself as a milestone in Warframe's ongoing evolution. Whether you're exploring its surreal landscapes, unraveling its mysteries, or embracing its gameplay innovations, Duveri proves that Warframe is still capable of surprising and delighting its players. But before the Duveri paradox, it was the Zariman system that made a huge impact to the game in my opinion. The Zariman ship was the start of the evolution of bounty system in the game. To be honest, the story that was brought by the Zariman wasn't that catchy for me, as it adds more confusion, The same with Do Very Paradox and the recent Warframe 1999 update. However, the new bounty feature was amazing, and of course, I should also mention about the original in-canon weapons, which was also added during the Angels of Zariman update. These weapons are still meta right now, and the original evolving weapons pave the way to making new variant for old weapons that actually evolves and not just with upgraded stat values. To be fair, the in-canon weapons weren't the first one we saw in the game, but the Kuva weapons that also has improved variants of older weapons in the game. However, the in-canon weapons are different, because it has an evolving mechanics with different perks that the players can choose from, and tune their builds to their liking. These are the game-changing features that made me said to myself, if I'm still playing Warframe, truly, the game is constantly evolving and I can't wait to see what's next after the echoes of 1999.